ഹലോ, ഗുഡ് ഈവനിങ്. ഞാൻ സ്പീഡ് വായിക്കാൻ പോവുകയാണേ. റെഡി? ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, I do not propose to talk today about the need for reforming educational system. Eminent people and leaders of public opinion have from time to time given expression to views which are well known. The entire process of education has to be viewed as an integrated whole, and we have to be clear about the objectives that we wish to achieve. As you are aware, we are already engaged at present in a process of economic development. Indeed, we are going through what may be called a period of industrial revolution. A large number of industrial and other types of units are being set up all over the country. For manning these units, we need a large number of trained technical people. Most of you have given considerable attention to engineering education, and the universities also have done the same. We have set up a few large technical institutions. Now that we are preparing a fourth plan whose size would be equal to that of all the first 3 5-year plans put together. Obviously, our requirements for technical personnel will be much greater. So, I would like all technical institutions in the country to make an assessment of the expansion that they can undertake for increasing the number of students for technical courses, and to bring forward specific proposals. The content to technical education has to be good and substantial, but it is equally important that our young people should have a practical approach to problems. I would like them to be anxious to use their own hands in order to do a good job. It is an approach of nature that will enable the country to make rapid progress in the matter of industrial development. Now, I would like to say a few words to you about the employment opportunities for young men in the coming years of our national development. The completion of education marks a turning point in the life of every man. Naturally, your anxiety will be to get suitable employment, which is necessary for finding the means to live. Opportunities for employment are being created more and more as our development plans are given effect to. The fourth 5-year plan, for instance, which will commence in less than a year and a half from now, makes provision for 20 million jobs. It cannot be said that everyone who acquired a degree or a diploma will find employment immediately. Ready? Second speed. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the outset, I wish to thank you for the opportunity given to me to participate in the general discussion on the budget presented by the Honorable Finance Minister. I am of the opinion that it would be good to deal with the major policy of the government which should be adopted in future for the welfare of the state. So far as education is concerned, it can be divided into three fields, namely primary education, school education, and college education. It is no doubt true that there is shortage of qualified and talented teachers in all these three fields. If there is shortage of food and cloth, it can be understood. It is due to the decrease in production and also due to the forces of supply and demand. There is overall unemployment in the country, but I cannot understand why there is this shortage of talented teachers. In spite of the salary of teachers being raised, there is a feeling that it has not been raised in proportion to the rise in salaries in other fields. As a result, the talented men to try to get employment elsewhere and they choose teaching profession as a last resort. The salary of teachers should be raised so that it compares favorably with the salaries in other fields, and as a result the teaching profession may attract the talented and efficient people. This will help to a large extent in solving the problem of shortage of qualified and talented teachers in the field of education. There is one other difficulty in the field of education. There is no sufficient equipment by way of building accommodation. Some honorable members suggested that the number of students to be managed by one teacher might be increased to some extent. I think such a course will affect the quality of education imparted. On the other hand, I am of the opinion that shift system may be introduced. This will help us to give education to a large number of children without the necessity for more buildings. I am also aware that the shift system is successfully followed in some educational institutions in the state. I think this could be extended to more schools. Our country being an agricultural country, many people depend on agriculture for their living. Ready? Third speed. Ready? Mr. Speaker, sir, I have dealt with many points raised in the course of the debate. There are only one or two points which I will deal with now. With regard to prices, it is necessary that they should come down. only if the prices fall we can be prosperous. If there are high prices, they may benefit the riots for the time being, but we cannot be prosperous. It is only when we have more production of food grains and low prices that we can have prosperity. So, if the prices are coming down, I am happy about it. It means that we are prosperous as far as food is concerned. With reference to sales tax, it was said that there should be no sales tax on food grains. I do not know whether those who say this knew how much of the food grains was taxed under the Sales Tax Act. I would like to point out that most of the produce is taken away by the producers and those who work in the fields. In the circumstances that quantity does not come within the purview of the Sales Tax Act at all. Necessary calculations have been made and I am told that only about 20% of the produce is sold in the open market. Even from this, we will have to exclude the grains which are sold by small traders in the streets, for which there is no sales tax at all. So, it will be clear that the quantity that is sold in the open market will be very small, and on this only sales tax is levied. I may mention that this is purchased not by the rural people but by the urban people. So, we are collecting sales tax on food grains mostly from the urban people who are much better off than the people who live in the rural areas. From this point of view, it will be seen that the tax does not fall on poor people. So, it will be agreed that the tax is not such a burden on the poor people that it should be removed. Finally, I wish to say that we all want that our industries should prosper and that our laborers should not be thrown out of employment. I agree that some industrial undertakings have been closed down. തീർന്നു കേട്ടോ. ഞാൻ സ്പീഡ് വായിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. നന്നായിട്ട് എല്ലാവരും എഴുതുക. അടുത്തത് നാളെ.